So my name's Kevin St. Cyr. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and we're here in Honduras. And this journey for me started about 3 years ago, when I really discovered through my kind of a spiritual walk who God was. And on Easter Sunday of 2006, asked Christ into my heart and asked to have a personal relationship with Him. And during that time, we were having struggles as a family, some issues with, just our family in general, but specifically my daughter, one of my daughters. She was struggling with drug addiction, drug and alcohol addiction. And we tried a lot of things. We tried to seek help from agencies and tried to seek help from the school, and just really it was destroying our family, literally destroying our family. And it wasn't until we turned to God and we were on our knees. I'll never forget being on my knees in my bedroom and just praying to God to help me with the solution. What should I do? And He led us to an awesome program that we were able to get my daughter into that really got her on the right track. It was a 12-month rehab program that it was difficult. We had to give her up, and a lot of expense, etc. But we just, before we put her in, I remember just having a conversation with God and Him saying, "You need to trust me that this is the thing to do." And He rewarded us and blessed us for obeying. And not only did we get our daughter back, we got our family back. Maybe I shouldn't even say back. Maybe I should say we got our family, because we never had we've never had the family that I have right now. And it's because through this process we've all come closer to God, and we have all worked on our relationship with Christ, including my daughter, who was not in a good place spiritually and did not believe. And today she is a Christian, and it's incredible. She is leading us to church every Sunday and bringing people with. And it's an amazing story. It's a blessing. It's a total miracle. And during this journey, there's been so many things that have happened, from divine connections where people have been put into my life and things have occurred. And it's just God at work, giving me one step closer to Him and closer and closer. And in November of last year at my church, we had a kind of an event we called the Kingdom Project, and our pastor challenged us as a total church to pray as to where we could, what was available for us to expand God's kingdom on earth, to expand Christ's kingdom here. And specifically during one of the services, he asked us to come. He asked for 10 volunteers. And I got to tell you, that day I walked into church, I was having the conversation with myself that said, I'm not volunteering for another thing. I'm not raising my hand for anything else, because I was overwhelmed. I was struggling a little bit at work. I was overcommitted there. I was overcommitted I just felt overwhelmed and overcommitted. And through the sermon, I just started to get inspired and remember that I don't need to be overwhelmed. I can, God will take care of me. Those are human emotions and feelings that I need to leave up to God. But it was interesting, because at the end of the service, he said, I need 10 volunteers to come up on the platform area. And my oldest daughter was with me, and she kind of gave me a nudge, and I thought, all right, here I go. So I got up and I went up on stage, and our pastor said, I'm going to give each one of you a gift. And he turned around and handed each one of us a $100 bill. And he said, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to pray like you've never prayed before as to how you can use this $100, multiply it to forward God's kingdom on earth. And I didn't have to pray too hard, because I knew, based on an event that had occurred in my life 10 months earlier, through a relationship I have with a gentleman named Bernie Reagan, who's involved with SonLight Power. And I just remember Bernie invited me to their kind of annual fundraising dinner in February of '07. And just after we'd put our daughter in the rehab program. And I didn't want to go. My wife and I were just strung out emotionally and really wrung out. And but I'd committed to Bernie, and I really felt like I needed to fulfill my commitment. And I thought also we could use a little bit of time to get outside of our heads. So we went and we learned about SonLight Power and all the incredible things that Alan Rainey has created through his vision. And I remember walking out of that fundraiser, and I thought to myself, boy, if I ever had money, this is what I'd do. And I realized today that it's not about money. If it was just about money, it'd be easy. But anyway, fast forward 11 months, and I was standing on that altar at church, and I thought, that's what I'm going to do. Somehow I'm going to take this $100 and I'm going to multiply it to sponsor a project, a solar project, where we came to Honduras and we install a solar system at a school, and that I would cover my expenses and the cost of the system, the investment for the system. So from November of '07 through a couple weeks ago, what I started was kind of a mailer campaign where I put together a letter, and I used the $100 for some of it for my passport and some of it for the printing cost of all the flyers that I put together. I've raised close to what my goal was through the help of some incredible people in my life who just two of my sisters and a person that I met 5 weeks ago, and just God's putting people in my life and stepping up for me to and I thought it was about me, but it has been about so much more than about me in this project. And so I worked on that and was challenged about being tentative about asking people and expressing my faith and telling them what it was about. And I'd shut down for weeks at a time and not talk to anybody about it. I just went through this incredible, just the journey of the project, completing the project was it was God bringing me closer to Him and breaking through my heart to say, Kevin, don't be ashamed of your faith. Take the bushel off your light. And here I am. So we arrived last week, and before I left, I thought I was going to Honduras to install a solar power system in a school in Honduras, and it's been so much more than that. That is important, but it really has been the vehicle, and what I see now is that is the vehicle it's the entree to bring the Word of God to these children. And I walked into that first school. We did 3 schools this week, and I walked into that first school, and I tell you, when Alan started talking to those kids and the look on their faces. Sorry. I realized it was more about them and what we were doing for them. And I felt hopeless the first couple of days here, because if you look around in the poverty and what have you, that what could I do as one man? What can we do as one group, etc.? But it starts with that, and the hopefulness that I feel right now. I may not see the end of this, what God has in mind for these people, but I feel like He's given me an opportunity and a gift to be part of this. And, I really get what it is to not be worthy, but through His grace, given this is a blessing. So I felt like God asked me to do something for Him, and I don't think, I know that this was it was an awesome week and an awesome project, but I feel like I've gotten, probably more out of it than anybody, and it's inspiring. So it's amazing what I thought it was going to be when I came down here, and versus where I am right now. So it's been a great week. Can't remember what else I'm supposed to say here. So with that, ready? So with that, we're kind of at the end of the week here.
Wait. Go.
So with that, we're kind of at the end of the week here. We're helping in a church right now, which was kind of a bonus, right? We thought we were coming to do 3 schools, and it's just been an incredible week. And I want to thank all the people that not only helped me financially, and I just will remember them in my heart forever. All the people that have prayed for me, my pastor Tom Lipsey, who challenged me and who has just brought me closer to Christ through his church, and I know that I was supposed to be in his church, and just grateful for the opportunity to be here, and I would just challenge anybody that this is. We sit in our homes and we think it would be nice to help out, it would be nice to do things, and there's certainly sometimes the feeling that, what could you do to make a difference? But this is it. There's opportunities out here, and look for them. Look for opportunities where you can do things to help, other people in this type of an environment. And I can't wait. I can't wait to come back here and to be involved in this ongoing mission. And the next time that God taps me on the shoulder and says, "Kevin, it's time to go." Thank you.